Just coming into the main street, we passed Food and Fuel on the left, and we're going right to Mungindi and St George. And as you can see, it's quite a picturesque little village with the, as I said, hospital, hotel, motel, flying peewees, and some beautiful historic buildings, and beautiful flower beds and so on in the main street. But just a quiet, small, pretty little town. Chemist. As we leave here in Dirranbandi, we cross the Levy Bank area and back out into the floodplain of the river. Mungindi 93, St George 95. Here we can continue south to Mungindi, but today we're going to Thailand and St George. Mungindi is 73 kilometres and St George is about 68, and we cross the railway here, which delivers us grain and cotton, although I don't think it's operating anymore. Now that we've taken the turn to St George, we're still on A55, which is now the Carnarvon Highway, and as you can see, we're in that black soil plains country again, and quite level, beautiful travelling. Always got to be aware of these roos crossing the road during the daytime. You really have no idea when they're likely to emerge and what causes them to emerge, but if you were travelling at speed as these guys showed up, they make a good mess of your car. You can tell we're getting into cotton country with the white remnants of cotton on the side of the road and on the road itself. This whole area, they capture a lot of water in the rivers and store it in Turkey Nest Dam and then cotton farm. Love these creek crossings that we have where the signs showed 2 metres over the road of water. So a lot of water gets through this country at certain times of the extreme flood event. Just back further on the road there was a sign saying cattle and sheep ahead, and we can see here the drovers camp, and here we've got the earthworks associated with the Turkey Nest Dam and the cotton farming, and you can see the yellow bales of cotton over there in the distance with a irrigation channel here right next to the road. Here you can see the cotton irrigation system with the measuring canal opening gates there right next to the road, and then a secondary irrigation channel heading off up towards the sheds. It's dry at the moment, but the one near the road here is quite wet, as you can see by the reeds and the water. This is where the Carnarvon Highway is part of the Castlereagh Highway back to Dirranbandi and Hebel, and we're going to St George on A55, Mungindi Goondiwindi behind us, and away we go. The roads open to Surat, Bolan and Moonee are all open, and quite large transports operate here, cotton farming ones and so on. And as we come into St George, only 5 kilometres away, Roma 200, Cunnamulla 295, Dalby 308. As we come into St George, it's the home of the big toys for boys, all the major machinery, big wide line operations. We've got caravan parks, golf clubs, jockey clubs, service stations and RSLs and pool competitions and carved emu eggs and every sort of rural supply you could want. So this is the little beautiful town of St George. It's at this point you can go left to Mitchell and Cunnamulla, or go right to Surat and Dalby, or go straight ahead to the Riverside Parklands. So many choices, car dealers, very beautifully landscaped town, and here's the moment of decision. So we'll go left and cruise uptown, then come back to go towards Dalby. We've got the St George Bowling Club and quite a fascinating Anglican church, and then as we go downtown of main town of St George, we'll get to see the shops and service stations and so on. So we've got supermarkets and service stations and Shire Council building there on the right, but quite a beautiful town, lovely restored buildings and information centre, and a delight to visit. As we leave St George, we head out on the Moonee Highway going east.